Hi, I'm Miss Bush. I'm the science teacher at Horace Mann, and I'm sitting in my backyard to read to you a beautiful book about nature. It's titled A Seed is Sleepy by Diana Hutz Aston and Sylvia Lung. One of my favorite parts of this book is all of the pictures are hand drawn. The pictures are possibly my favorite part of this book. A seed is sleepy. It lies there inside its flower or its cone or beneath the soil, snug, still. Check out that zoomed in picture of sunflower seeds in a sunflower. A seed is secretive. It does not reveal itself too quickly. Most seeds sleep through a season or two, waiting for the warmer temperatures of spring. But some take their time. 10 years might pass before the bright red-orange seed of the Texas mountain laurel shows its purple blooms. Some seeds can wait 10 years, some more. They can wait a really long time to grow. A seed is fruitful. Do you see when I showed you my first time ever buying a papaya? There's a papaya. 90% of the plants on earth are flowering plants. Flowering plants produce fruits of all shapes and textures that keep the seeds cozy until they have found the right place to grow. Did you know any food, if it has seeds inside, it's actually a fruit? Like a cucumber or a green pepper? They have seeds inside. They're actually fruits for a scientist. If you go to a salad bar, they call them vegetables. A seed is naked. Ooh, not that kind of naked. Just doesn't have an extra coat covering on the outside. Who would guess that a seed as small as a freckle would grow into the world's largest, tallest tree? Only 10% of the redwood trees begin as seeds, though. Most redwood trees spring from existing trees. Scientists call gymnosperms, seeds that aren't clothed in fruits, naked seeds. Most naked seeds hide themselves on the scales of pine cones until they're ready to make a dash for the ground. And just think a redwood tree, which can be 350 feet tall, redwood trees can be over 1,000 years old, start as a small freckle seed. It's amazing how something so big can start so small. Seeds come in many sizes. All right? The orchid seed is the smallest of all. There might be 1,000,000 seeds in one pod. The seed of a coco de mer palm is the largest. It can weigh up to 60 pounds. I bet that's heavier than a lot of you third grade. A seed is adventurous. We know about this seed, this milkweed. That's where the monarch butterflies only eat milkweed plants, and those seeds blow in the wind. And I think a lot of kids know about dandelions. Those seeds blow in the wind. It must strike out on its own in search of a less crowded place to put down roots. A parachute of fine, silky hairs can take a dandelion seed 100 miles from its parent plant. Imagine traveling 100 miles just to start growing. Drift seeds float on ocean currents from one shore to another. Our other book talked about that, how coconuts can float. And their thick protective shells keep out seawater. Oh, these ocean seeds have to have really thick shells, just like we talked about coconuts that can float from island to island in the ocean. A seed is inventive. Our other book the other week had these seeds. To find a spot to grow, a seed must leap from its pod, or cling to a child's shoestring, or tumble through a bear's belly. A seed hopes to land where there is plenty of sunlight, soil, and water. So let's talk about that for a second. Because if a seed starts growing underneath a really big tree, that really big tree will get all the water with its big roots and will get all the sunlight with its big leaves. So seeds try to find a new place where they can get the sunlight and they can get water. A seed is generous. It gives the baby plant or embryo a seed coat to keep it warm. The embryo's first meal comes from its seed leaves, or cotyledons. Seeds with one seed leaf like corn are called monocots, and seeds with two seed leaves like beans are called dicots. And when you look at a monocot under a microscope, a cross section of it. It looks like a monkey. So I just always think about monocots or monkeys. I don't really know why I think about that, but it always stays in my brain once I learn. So check it out. This right here, this is the seed leaf. That's the very first leaf, and it's the food for the baby plant. This right here, this root or radicle, this is attracted to water, so it grows to wherever the water is. And this shoot or plume is attracted to sunlight, those UV sun rays, and it will grow up towards the sun. And check out, all these seeds have different speeds that they grow. Very different for different seeds. But they all do it, they all grow. Some seeds are ancient. This is true. Not all seeds are eager to germinate. Some have lain dormant or slept undisturbed for more than 1,000 years. The oldest known seeds to sprout came from an extinct date palm tree. It was unearthed from a long ago king's mountaintop palace in Israel. A scientist planted it. 4 weeks later, it sprouted. And this picture is showing you those seeds that where the scientists found it and that they tried planting them. The Science Museum of Minnesota has some ancient seeds there that they've tried planting. They kept them in storage for a really long time, and finally they said, why are we storing these? Let's give just a few a try, and a few did grow. A seed is thirsty and hungry, but they don't have mouths, so how does a seed get hungry? No mouth to eat. Where does that seed get its food? Well, let's read. Part of the seed, the root, feels the tug of gravity and digs down deep. That's the very first thing that grows, is that root comes out, and then it branches out and it's looking for water. Once the seed has shed its coat, it drinks in the rain, the dew, and yesterday's icicles. It feasts on minerals in the soil. Another part of the seed, the shoot, is sensitive to light, so it reaches for the sun. And here's that dicot, di meaning two. There's 2 leaves, or 2 of those cotyledons. And monocots, like corn or grass, just have 1 seed leaf that grows up. And monocots under a microscope look like monkeys, the things we never forget once we learn them. A seed is clever. Plants make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Inside plant leaves are cells containing chemicals that absorb sunlight. Light gives them the energy they need to turn water and carbon dioxide, a gas in the air, into food. So plants do photosynthesis all summer long, and they make chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll is bright green. That's where photosynthesis happens. Once the sunlight starts going away, our plants stop doing photosynthesis, and we stop seeing the green chlorophyll. And then we see all the beautiful colors underneath the leaves that have always been there, but the chlorophyll was such bright green we couldn't see them. Sorry, more about that later, about our fall leaves and why we get them. Let's go back to seeds. It knows to seek the sunlight, to push itself up, up, up through the soil, but it must wait a while before it happens. A seed is sleepy, but only until it has found a place in the sun and it has had its breakfast and a drink of water. Then a seed is awake. I hope you enjoyed this book and some of the beautiful art, and I hope you enjoy learning about seeds. Seeds have a lot of parts, and those parts have jobs. Bye, 3rd grade.
Bye-bye!